Namaskar and welcome again to Talking with Prema. And so today I figured it wasn't going to be so much 100% just talking with Prema. We're going to be walking with me today. I kind of get this feeling sometimes that just doing the same thing over and over and over again doesn't create creativity. I mean, maybe from boredom, creativity arises. That's why it's good to be bored sometimes. But I figured I wanted to go for one of my favorite walks. And this is just below where I live, where my house is. I live out in this, basically. And there's little bits and little signs of civilization that's slowly coming out here. And I think this is going to make my arm ache a lot. Didn't pre-think this. So I hope everybody's beautiful. Everybody's having a nice time. Life is treating you well. You're being well to yourselves, and that everything is fantastic. For me right now, everything I would say is pretty fantastic. It's I have a lot of challenges right now in my personal life. Just with growth and all of the goodnesses that comes with that, and but with those discomforts that may be being felt, there are windows of opportunity, right? So right now I have a lot of windows of opportunity to keep growing into this amazingness, this self-discovery process of where and why I do the things and how I do them, and just recognizing the truth behind them all and how they're mine and how they aren't, right? It's beautiful. We've got this little riachuelo, this little stream. That's where we're going. So I'm going to try not to make this so long today, but I wanted to continue a little bit amongst all the words, because that's all I have right now, are words around truth. Still, after talking with my wife about it last week, and just uncovering what that is to us, right, and where it comes from, and what are our truths ultimately. And now that today is the 1st, so normally I post my videos on Sunday. But today is just the way it's happened. That we're coming into this illusory new year, this calendar year, because I say illusory because, for me it's like, okay, every day is my birthday. Every day is a new year, because from today till a year, from yesterday to a year, it's 1 year. It's always 1 year. If we're going to count time, because we have to count time for some strange reason. For obvious reasons. But it's still bizarre to me, as you go into this understanding of non-time, and just kind of seeing the illusion behind it all. And I've discovered, at least in myself in these last weeks, that I've been speaking some really deep truths with my wife and friends and whatnot, and uncovering a lot of these masks, that we hide behind, that I've always been scared to talk truth around, I think, purpose and intention and what I'm here for as an individual, or what we're all here as individuals. I think really is just to be, is to experience, is to love, and is to support each other. And it's so quiet, it's so beautiful. And just being myself, but without an expectation of what I'm supposed to be, right? I've always had this expectation that I'm supposed to be this kind of man, I'm supposed to be this kind of person, I'm supposed to play this role. And I was talking to this really wonderful lady the other night about these programs and programmings and changing the structures of our brains and all of this stuff. And, I kind of still had this concept of, I want to get rid of something, I want to see it, I want to go into it, let it express itself, let it out of the body. But then I have to put something in its place. And she was just like using this analogy of like a plant, right? It's like as a plant grows, it's not like, okay, well, I'm going to be a yellow plant, so I don't want to be a yellow plant, I want to be a purple plant. So it forces itself, to go against the flow of nature. And it kind of made me really deeply feel like a deep truth in that, how I'm still trying to put another idea in my mind around something that I should be or become, or how I should act. And that in itself takes away my integrity of everything, I suppose. At least right now in this moment. I mean, in 10 years' time, maybe I can talk about this stuff and say, that I now know is going to be way different. It's from 10 years ago to today. It's the way I perceive the world and feel and change. It's just so radical. So I suppose one truth is never going to be the ultimate truth, per se. I do believe, however, that when we do practice a lot of these stuff, when we meditate, we do come to one universal truth, which I'm still not quite sure what that is. But there's a lot of truths that I feel that we all come to the same conclusion. And that's really just the betterment of every single human person on the planet, every living thing that we're here to support, and that killing each other is the most absurd practice. Absolutely absurd. So I diverted a little bit there, kind of. So I feel like my truth, for me, and I have to use me as an example, so that, to me it feels like when you're in a place of vulnerability, when you can speak something openly to someone. Right now I'm just talking to a phone, but I know a certain amount of people will see this, whether it's one, or whether it's a million, it doesn't really matter. It's still the same, because it's only going to be the one person hearing it. To be here to support people going in to this vessel, this vehicle, and supporting someone into going and seeing this stuff that needs to be seen, maybe experienced again, so that there can be space created in the body, tension can be released from the body, so that we can fall deeper into this space of loving ourselves, primarily. I fell trapped to it a little bit recently. I catch myself, I'm externalizing my world, I'm externalizing a situation, I'm grabbing onto something external, so that it can make me feel something physically internal. That makes me feel good, it makes me feel happy, it makes me feel in love, it makes me feel joyful. But then I catch myself and notice all of a sudden that I'm still feeling that sense of loss, that sense of lack, that sense of I need something else. It's because I still haven't quite found that space of love for myself. And I believe every human can resonate with that. And that's the truth for me. It sounds arrogant sometimes, and it's made me feel like arrogant in the sense of I know. I don't know. And that's me saying that. But I know enough of myself at this stage in my life to know that that's a deep truth for me. And by the fact for this one single human being, prima, that at some level it must be true to other people. It just has to be. Let me swap arms. And so I feel like by making these videos, I can just share words. That's all I can share. I have a specific asana practice that I can share with people. Meditations that I can share with people to support people seeing their inner truths in a safe way. That can be done at distance, or it can be done one-on-one, or it can be done in a group. But I'm starting to realize that in groups, I was feeling like it was very hard to share the stretching practice of these yogic sciences, because it's very individual. It's very specific to the person's needs, because we all have some form of emotional charge behind everything that we do, and that's what creates our emotional output in our life, in our present moment. So now I've realized that for me to be able to share asana class or these stretches practices, that it has to be very personalized. So with each class now, I shall give a specific type of asana for each person. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out in a general class setting, but I think through someone sharing how they're feeling, opening up space, is one of the most important parts of this process. At the beginning of class, at the beginning of your day, open up space. How am I feeling? How do I feel right now? What's going on? Where am I really at? If I'm really truthful with myself. If we find that truth with ourselves, then we can find the truth within our life, and with everybody else and everything around us. And then we can really sit within that love and that integrity. I kind of right now, the first thing that comes to my mind is like war. It's the only thing I can think of, because it's the only thing that's very present in our world right now. I mean, it's always been present. How necessary is it really? I really just think about it, the truth of that. How necessary is it? If you walked out of your house this morning, out of your office, and someone just blew you up, blew up the street, blew up your car, blew up your kids, blew up your wife, your husband, your grandma, your granddad, your mum, dad, whatever it is, blew up your dog. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh about that stuff, but it just seemed like a silly image in my British dark sense of humour way. It's just all so absurd. All of it's so absurd. But how would you feel? But because it's external to us, it's so far away from us in another country where it doesn't give a fucking matter that we can do it and say it's okay. It's okay that my government officials, all my life, all my everything that I'm paying into a system that works for me is really doing the most horrendous thing to another person that, theoretically speaking, completely is me. Me. Yo. Me. I. You. We. Us. We're all the same thing. We all have the same bone names. Our blood's still blood. our tendons, our ligaments, our joints, our structure. Every single part of your body has the same name as my body. We need to see that truth. We all need to go out and say, you know what, fuck this. This has to stop today. But that internal war has to stop also. If this internal war stops, then it shall stop in the rest of the world. But the whole time we hate ourselves, we have lack of worth within ourselves, because we've been told that we're worthless, because we're told that we're useless, because we're told that we're nothing. Without that external force, it's going to continue until we drop into the space of, I need to drop this weapon. I'm the one carrying this weapon. I'm the one that's shooting those people. I shoot myself every day with this. I damage myself every day with this. And by doing that, I create conflict within myself. And I create conflict in myself until I can't take it anymore within myself, and I do a few things. I either have enough, and I check out, I commit suicide. Because I believe this. I believe this energy that is telling me I should do this thing. Or I go out into the world and I start harming people with my words, with my actions, with my statements. And right now, even what I'm saying could harm someone in some strange way. The statement that I'm making, that's not true, we need to do this, we need to kill each other. Bizarre to me to think that that's even a possibility, but everything that we say has a consequence, has a karmic effect, has an action. Whether it's positive or negative, it will always have one or the other. Which is unfortunate, but it's also fortunate because it gives us medicine to see. So, if we can keep dropping in, which is now one of my roles in this process, that's why I'm doing these videos, is to gain momentum in people's minds, whether they come and practice with me or not. It doesn't matter. The point is that you practice. And you drop into your spaciousness. You drop into love. Drop into your heart center. What does it want? If it wants to go out and kill people, go and seek help. Go and seek support. If you really believe in the thoughts. But really pay attention to that thought process. If you, in your right mind, in a healthy, sane mind, which most of us don't know how to be or how to live within that statement, because most of us aren't healthy in body or in mind. And until our body's healthy enough, our minds become healthy alongside that. But it's a lot of work. It can take a lot of work to get to that space. But it can be done. We have this belief system within ourselves that we can't do it. We can do it. We do it. And I'm telling you, I'm doing it. I've done it to a certain degree. And it works. It's freaking fantastic. But it's also uncomfortable. It can be uncomfortable, and that's another truth. And that terrifies us. I know what I grew up with. I don't want to live with that again. You're going to be fine. You are going to be fine. But you need someone that's going to hold you because they've gone through the process. It's going to hug you. It's going to support you. It's going to love you. It's going to care for you. It's going to nurture you. You can fucking do this. You're amazing. You are amazing. You're safe. Everything is beautiful. I think I said the word F 3 times today, right? So that my mind is going along counting. Every time I say it, I'm like, ooh, I swore. Cheeky. But there's power behind it. I feel very strongly about all of these practices, and I feel very strongly about living now and loving and creating a space where everybody can be free within their own self-constructs. The arrogance of it all. So I'm not going to walk back that way. I just had a chainsaw kick up. So I'm trying to minimize noise. So, other than this rant, share, love, whatever it may have been for you and for me and for the entire human race, Gotta love Michael Jackson. That the videos, when I make them, you may have already noticed that there's wind noise, there's my daughter making breakfast in the background. I work on impulse, which I should probably learn to establish that a little bit, because I don't want it to be so planned and structured, in the sense that it has to be like this for it to be perfect. This video is perfect in itself, so that we can all come to the understanding that we are all perfect within the sense of something. But maybe wind noise or plate noise or chainsaw noise or the stream noise, they could be uncomfortable because they create something in us, a memory that's in the body around something, some discomfort. So that will create a thought process. So if that's the case with anything that may come in these videos of extrasensory noises that are like, oh, I'm getting pissed off listening to this, and you want to put it down, sit with it, stay with it, shift it, love it, see it, nurture it. So, on that note, I think it's time to go, because it's 20 minutes, and that's kind of the length of the videos that I wanted to be making. I'm not going to make a video for 2 weeks now. I've decided to do it every 2 weeks, because I'm starting to find that as my life's getting busier now with this work, I'm starting to find I don't have time. Unless I stay up late or get up crazy early, and getting up early is my practice time, and going to bed early is my lifeline. I need to go to bed early these days to keep my health in check. So, I walked into a bush earlier, I think. But the next video I'd like to make is going to be a guided meditation, and a love and gratitude meditation. And my wife explicitly said that I need to put my phone number up. Let me find a spot where it's going to be dark enough to put it up. So my phone number is this. And my Instagram is this. And at some point I'm going to, I believe I'm going to be getting some support from an amazing friend who's going to help me with marketing and social media stuff, because someone can get paid to do that, and I don't have time to sit on my phone all day doing these things. So it's going to be coming out a little bit more, maybe a little bit more structured. I'm going to get sense and support with that, because I know that I need that as well. But in the meantime, come into this, find your truth. What's your intention for the new year? What do you wish to create? Something that's completely opposite to everything that you've ever done. Everything that causes you discomfort. That you're like, I'm stuck in a vicious cycle. How do I break out of it? You break out of it. It's that simple. Break out of it. I'm going. I'm done. I'm breaking out of it. I'm empowering myself, and I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to stop doing it until I feel alive, abundant, and full of joy, and all the good stuff that goes with that. But send me a message. Call me up. And let's hang out. Let's chat. Just share with me anything you want to share. And maybe not from 10 onwards. But I will answer if my phone's not on airplane mode. Let's just keep supporting each other. Let's hug each other. And everything's good. We're all safe. We're all beautiful. We're all wonderful. Have a beautiful day. And namaskar. Till the next video. Stay safe. And I wish you lots of beautiful love and luck, joy and light on the process of life. Much love.